Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hey, Jeff, I got a question for you. What
What's
iconic television theme song was written by a 15-year-old boy?
Good question.
You don't know. Well, I'll tell you here in just a second. It turns out, this is kind of funny. There's a neat story that back when they were making the motion picture to MASH, there is a scene in there where Burt Gould is doing a mock suicide, and while he is laying himself down into a coffin, the band, there are a couple of the characters there are playing music, and they're singing the song "Suicide is Painless." When they were making that movie, the director told the writer, said, "Hey, I want you to make a song, and that you have two things you got to do. One, the song has to be titled Suicide is Painless. And two, it has to be the dumbest song ever written." And the writer of the song could not make a song that he thought was dumb. He tried and tried. He was 40 some odd years old, and he said, "I can't do it." And so he said, "But guess what? I got a dumb son. He's 15 years old, and he'll write it." And his son supposedly wrote the lyrics to Suicide is Painless in 5 minutes. And then they used that in the movie, and he built the song around that. And turned out to be one of the most iconic songs ever written for television, for movies and then television.
That's incredible.
Yeah, how about that? So,
okay, so the topic of the day being theme songs, you came up with an idea of coming up with the favorite top 5 theme songs of the Gen X, 90s, what have you.
absolutely. We know there's way more than that, but we need
70s,
skin in the
80s,
game.
90s. 70s, 80s, and 90s, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so I want everyone to know that the theme songs that we're going to be talking, we specifically said top 5, and the reason why we did that is because there's way more than that, but we need to have skin in the game. We need to make this painful, so we are going to whittle these down, and then what we're going to do is wherever we land on the absolute best theme song from the Gen X period, we're going to see how many of our viewers agree with us, and then after we're done, we're going to put a poll out there, and you guys can tell us whether you agree with me, Eric, with Jeff, or you don't agree with either of us and you got some other option. Okay, so we'll look for that poll. Okay, so why don't we get started? Jeff, why don't you tell me what your top 5 movie theme is, or television theme is?
Friends.
No one told you life was gonna be this way.
Friends. All right. That's cheap. That's a cheap shot.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we everyone just heard the tragic news of Matthew Perry, and obviously that's makes that theme song a lot more poignant for a lot of us, right? So okay, what you got to say about that?
And I just laughed at that. Wow, I'm a heel. All right. What's your top 5?
Okay, my 5th one. Now, I limited mine to 1989 and before, so I'm going to go ahead with Cheers.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
You don't have too many theme songs that as soon as you play it, everyone just kind of gets quiet and listens, because for some reason it just calls you down to some kind of to a place where you just enjoy it. It's a comfortable song, and it's just I think definitely one of the best. And I'm sure there's some folks who would argue that that's the best theme song from the Gen X period, but I had to put it on there. So I have Cheers as number 5.
All right. Number 4, Welcome Back, Kotter.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't have that on my list either. It was so hard.
Now, Cheers. When you came up with the idea, that was one of the first ones that came to mind, and that was going to be on my list. But I have a brain like a sieve.
Okay, Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah, real good choice. Good choice. All right. So again, so as I go to my number 4, I'm going to tell you that I don't do this lightly just because I'm thinking of songs that people would recognize today, and people who are of the Gen X generation would stop to listen to. And I am going to fall on this hill. I'm going to say number 4 is the Transformers.
More than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
I mean, you can't tell me that song doesn't resonate with every kid, every person who was a kid during the early 1980s. Yes, it was a gigantic commercial, but you can't. It was a cool theme song, and I think anyone who grew up in that period would agree.
Okay. I'm going to have to say I made a top 10 list, and my number 10 matches your number 4 on the fact that I can't remember how either of them went, but they were iconic because of what they were. My number 10 was Tales of the Gold Monkey.
Oh,
I have no idea what the theme song was. I listened to it about 5 years ago. Still can't hear it in my head, but it was such a great show that it's iconic.
It was, but I don't think most people would recognize that one either.
No,
I don't think it transcended. So I wouldn't have put it on the list, because this is the stuff that sometimes you might not even know where it came from.
Right.
But okay, now we're getting into the real heavy stuff. Number 3, what you got? Okay,
so now top 3 best theme songs. My number 3, Greatest American Hero.
Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody
else. Yeah. That's actually my number 2. Absolutely one of the best ones. Yeah, you can't. I mean, it has to be on everybody's top 3.
It had radio time. It had airtime.
Yeah, and I think it was international too. I think it was on the top in England as well.
I can believe it,
as the U.S. So yeah, that one, that one's definitely on there. My number 3, and this might be my personal self kind of getting in the way, is a $6 Million Man.
Better than he was before. Better. Stronger, faster.
The theme song from that, again, as soon as you start hearing the beginnings, there's just no way that you're not going to stop and just start listening to that. So that was my number 3, $6 Million Man. My number 2, Greatest American Hero. You already hit that. So what's your number 2?
Number 2, Sanford and Son.
Oh, yeah. That's that is.
It's a funky song. It's good. Gotta love it.
It is.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. What's your number 1?
Number 1, X-Files.
Oh wow, X-Files. That's actually not my number 1, because I made my cut.
No, you're wrong. It is number 1.
I think you're going to apologize to me here in a minute. Yeah, X-Files is great. I actually bought there was some kind of mystical song collection or whatever that it was on, because they didn't have the soundtrack out there, so I bought it just so I could have the X-Files.
Yep.
Yeah. That one, anyone who that, of course, that was 90s. And I think the reason why I left that off is because I think the millennials can maybe lay claim to that one. So there might be an intergenerational claim to the X-Files. But yeah, I wanted to put that on here. All right. My number 1 is the Rockford Files. I mean, the Rockford Files, if I hear it, I stop. I listen to it. And, you know, a couple of months ago, I started watching Rockford Files on NBC.com just because I wanted to see some of them again. And every time I would listen to the music. You know, I don't fast forward through that. I got to listen to that soundtrack because it is just really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's our top three. Very curious to hear what anybody, any of our viewers have to say about what we hit, what we missed. Now we do have a little bit extra time, and I want to tell you the stuff that didn't make the list, that didn't make the top five, that I really wish could have. MASH. That one, I think, arguably is one of the best out there, and some might want to put it on number one, and I would not be able to fight them very, very hard on it. What about you?
Let's see. Taxi.
Ooh, yeah.
So that's actually Angela.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
That's
realize
the name
that.
of the. Yeah, it's Angela, and I forget the composer's name. Bob somebody. I don't know.
Okay. I had A-Team. The A-Team.
Yeah, I thought about the A-Team.
Bum. Yeah, that one's awesome.
Yeah. Electric Company.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even start going down that way. Absolutely. Yeah, that one will bring you back. How about the Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah, I didn't watch TV Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown, so that it was on Friday nights. I never did watch it.
I think I watched it in syndication.
Well, that could be.
Yeah, I can't remember. I seem to remember it being on after school. I forget.
Maybe you were just one of those rich kids with cable or something.
No. No. I remember being in science class. This is true. Mr. Wilson's science class. And he comes walking in, and I can't remember what the topic was. And he made this joke. He said, "What?" And he was talking to some other student. I was just off to the side. He said, "What? Are you one of those families still in the dark ages with a black and white television?" I had a black and white television. I did not have a color TV yet, and I felt embarrassed. So yeah, no, I was not one of those rich kids.
Right. All right. But you have any more?
No, that's all I had. I had to stop there because I was getting sad.
All right. Well, I'll throw mine out. Sesame Street, which I won't necessarily listen to, but it definitely strikes a chord with me. And staying in PBS, 3-2-1 Contact.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, not the newer one, the old one.
Right. Yeah. I remember that too. I love that in school. They would wheel out the television and start playing it for us sometimes for a break or something like that. And I loved listening to that.
Oh yeah. I think that's it. That's it for me.
Okay. So I'm sure we missed some stuff. If anybody's got any Gen X shows that we missed that you think should have been on our list, let us know. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and hope to see you next week.
Thanks so much. We'll see you.
Thanks everybody. Have a great day.